showed me everything, and I was very comfortable. That was my initial thing. And then, I was working on finding the money to get everything done. So that's why I came back to you like a couple of months later. But you were the big selling point, being honest. Okay. You went over everything. It wasn't like, some of these companies started out with a lot more money and then they, did you get the coupon? Did you get this? You didn't blow any smoke up my behind. And I really, no, I'm serious. And that was the biggest reason why I came back to you guys. Okay. But I went to, Clear Choice. I went to the other place in Parsippany. I went to 3 other places that are advertising everywhere, and I came back to you guys because of you. I'm dead serious. I've been smiling like you would not believe. I mean, the temper. I have to tell you, your team over there, especially what's his name, Alberto. He couldn't have been any nicer, and all the assistants that you have there always welcome me. And you know what? That was a big plus. And also, like Emma at the front desk, she, like if I had a problem, she's like, okay, I will call you back. And that was another big thing. You know what I'm saying? It was, you always found time for me. Okay. And, Dr. Israel, I mean, he is the nicest guy. I mean, I've had, my other dentist for 35 years, and he just reminded me of him. It was like, okay, let's find a solution. And if he wasn't sure of something, he'd bring Alberto in and say, okay, you're the expert. Let's look at this. Let's look at that. This is what the problem is. And you know what? It was so good. I mean, it was so good. It really was. Kate, that's it. Kate and Marissa, both of them, like the last, I guess, 7 or 8 times, they both were just off the charts. I mean, they couldn't have been any nicer, and you got to feel comfortable. I mean, you're taking your teeth, that you're taking those temps out, and you're like, okay, but they were always, both of them were just always like on top of everything, making sure I was comfortable, making sure that I was happy before I left. And that was a big part. I tell everybody now, because I have friends who are like, they're in the same boat now. We're all in our 60s, and they're like, I really like to do this, but I'm a little apprehensive. It's not about the money, it's about fear. I think that's the big thing, is the fear, what I'm saying, of everything. Like, okay, how's it going to feel? Am I going to talk different? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? And I told everybody the same thing. I just, this is the place. This is the place to go. Well, it's only a couple of days, but you know what? I'm smiling a lot more. I really am. And, like, everybody's been asking, like all my friends, after I had some problems at the beginning, and my friends were like, okay, how are you? Okay. And I'm like, I'm good. Okay. And they're like, okay, things have gotten better. I'm like, yes, things are better. And everybody's asking the same question, So I sent a picture out to everybody, and they're like, wow, they look good. And you know what? Marissa and Kate, they were the ones, because I was going to go with like a different A1 color. And they were both like, no, you got to go B1. And you know what? They're right. Because it doesn't look like, it looks like my regular teeth, and that's what you want. You don't want that bright light coming at you, as soon as somebody opens their mouth, it's like, okay, but they look good. I mean, look at that. I mean, they look really, really good. And I'm very happy about that. So, I waited a long time. You know what? I know it took a long time, but you guys were very patient, and it worked out. It really did. It really worked out. Yeah, I love them. I love them. I love them. Yeah, the colors like natural, and it's not like, like I go to the same store every day, and they're like, did you get your teeth fixed? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, are those veneers? And I'm like, no, they're implants. And they're like, wow, they look so good. And you know what? When people see you smiling, they're like my neighbors, even like last night, they were all over and they were like, wow, they look really, really good. They look natural. And that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it to look fake, even though they are, but so it's all good. Everybody just reassured me it was getting better and better and better. And I think the big factor was Alberto was big. He was very big, because he was just like, okay, and Doctor's really just a nice guy. And you know what? He was like all attentive. And that, You don't get that everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? And you're spending a lot of money, okay? And I know it's a long time, but you know what? You guys did everything possible to make me feel comfortable, and that was so important to me. So that's what I tell my friends. I go, look, this is the place to go. Because they're like, oh, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go there. I'm like, before you do any of that, go here, because they all live down here now. They all live in Seagirt, and they're all like, wow, they look so good. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, it takes a while. And that's what I keep telling everybody. It does take a while. You got to make sure that you have a little patience. Well, like I said, Kate, Emma, Marissa. I mean, I got to tell you, they were fabulous. Okay. Alberto, he's like a 10. Okay. And Dr. Israeli, he's a 10. Dr. Israeli kept on saying to me, it's a process. It's a process. It's a process. And you know what? That's the big thing, that you were making progress. You know what I'm saying? That was the big thing, is you were making progress. It wasn't like we're taking 3 steps back to make 2 steps forward. And it worked out. It really did. I'm very happy that I'm done now. I really am.